اپنے خون کا غسل ملا کفن ہے جس کا خاک کربلا دفن نہ بے نہ کر سکی ہے دھوپ میں پڑا رہا یہ وہ غریب کربلا حسین ہے لا الہ الا اللہ محمد رسول اللہ کی لازوال درسگاہ حسین ہے
ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. سيد السلام. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. I invited brothers and sisters tonight to speak about Azadari for Abu Abdullah Hussein Salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh, and especially about the thing that concerns us about Molana Zaidi. My speech is consists of sections. First of all, I want to shed light a little bit on the orders that we have received from our Imams alayhimus salam about the mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussein salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. In the second part, I would like to speak about the fatawa of our maraji and our leaders concerning Wahn Mazhab. And the third part of my speech is about the request of a community that consists of groups of Muslim people. So what does such a community need? At the end, before I recite Rosa for Abu Abdullah Hussein salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh, we have received a proposal from one of the honored members of our community concerning the Molana Zaidi, that I would like him to address you and speak about this proposal. And afterwards, I will recite Molana for Abu Abdullah Hussein salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. Take it, salam. This Azadari mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussein is one of the most virtuous things in Islam and in Shia. And no one can deny Azadari for Abu Abdullah Hussein as one of the greatest sha'a'ir of the religion, banners of the religion. And this Azadari that Shia people, they do, and they used to do from a long time, it takes its roots from the saying of our Imam. They encourage people. They encourage us to do Azadari for Abu Abdullah Hussein. And it is in its nature, it is a connection between the holy feelings of us and the holy feelings of Abu Abdullah Hussein and his companions and Bani Hashim who got killed, who got martyred in the Karbala. So there is a connection between us. This connection should remain. In this ziyarat of Ashura, that it is mustahab to be recited in the day of Ashura, and not only the day of Ashura, because كل يوم عاشوراء وكل أرض كربلاء, every day is Ashura and every place is Karbala. They recommended us to recite this ziyarah every day. This part of the ziyarah that I recited, this ziyarah has many ideas, very good ideas in it. Parts of it are worthy of discussion and debate. I mentioned this part that is recited 100 times, and the part before that. Two parts of this ziyarah is recited 100 times. The first part is the part of Bara'ah from the enemies of Abu Abdullah Hussein, the ones who oppressed Ahlul Bayt, not only Abu Abdullah Hussein, the ones who established oppression against Ahlul Bayt. The first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and Yazid, who was the fifth one. So he cursed them 100 times. Allahumma al'an awwala zalimin zalama haqqa Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad wa akhira tabi'in lahu ala dhalik. Allahumma al'an al-asabata allati jahadat al-Husayn. Oh Allah, curse the people who fought with Imam Hussein. وَشَايَعَتْ وَبَايَعَتْ وَتَابَعَتْ عَلَىٰ. The ones who helped, curse them. اللهم العنهم جميعا. Allah curse them all. We say it 100 times. In the second time, the second part that is again recited 100 times in Ziyarat Ashur, we say Assalamu alayka ya Abu Abdullah. O Abu Abdullah, our salam to you. وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك, and to the souls that they came down, they became martyrs on the door of the step door of you, the followers of you, the companions of you. عليك مني سلام الله, the salam from Allah on behalf of me to you. أبدا ما بقيت, as long as I stay in this world. وبقي الليل والنهار, and as long as the day and the night is there. It means that this banner should be there, this flag should be there until the day of judgment. وَلَا جَعَلَهُ اللَّهُ آخِرَ الْعَهْدِ مِنِّي لِزِيَارَتِكُمْ. I pray that Allah doesn't put this ziyarah, the last ziyarah of me, to you. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. In dua nudbah, in the prayer of nudbah, we say فَلِمِثْلِهِ فَلْتَذْرَفِ لاطمات الوجود from at the Asra Ashura, the Ahl Bayt Abu Abdullah Hussein, once they heard that Abu Abdullah Hussein became martyr, they were the first mourners of Abu Abdullah Hussein. So in the Riwayah says, they came out Latamat al-Wujuh. They started beating themselves like this. Latamat al-Wujuh. And they teared their clothes. And in this Riwayah says, فَلِمِثْلِهِ, for someone like Abu Abdullah Hussein, an Imam, infallible Imam, like Abu Abdullah Hussein, who was son of the Prophet, they have to do so. And it is recommended to do so. These are the things that is recommended. In the morning, for Abu Abdullah Hussein, salawatullah, of course, there are some amal for the day of Ashura that it is mustahab. It is recommended that you do them. For example, you don't make fast. Keep fast. Don't keep fast, but don't eat anything. And only at the end of the day, you break. The same thing that we have. It is recommended. This tradition is honored. This Faqa Shekani that you have, it is the same thing that it is recommended in the Riwayah. It is there. So if you go around the Shia countries all around the world and see these things that have come in the Riwayah and are recommended, they are the basic things that we are ordered to keep them. These are the basic things. As the history went on, some groups of people from themselves, they started creating some new things for mourning for Abu Abdullah. And because these things could fall under the subject of showing the feeling for Abu Abdullah, showing the sadness for Abu Abdullah. So they were accepted. Something like Sinazani that we have. This Sinazani, if you go all around the world and search in the countries, are nearly the same. These are good things. You have to keep them. These are good. But there are some other things that people made them and were accepted traditionally. And ulama, they didn't say don't do that in that time, in a certain time. And they, especially by imams, to say go ahead and do this. No, these were not the things. You cannot find this kind of things in Riwayah that they go and do this and that. Some of the things that we thought that it is for the good, for the benefit of Abu Abdullah Hussein, is good for our people, so we established that sunnah, that tradition, and people accept. But in a certain time came some situation that there are some of these things that we made. We can change the way of doing it. But it became, because That was amazing in ikhlas and in intention of him, that he created a book that became the sister of Quran. He's a very pious man. I don't want just now to speak about how he was pious. Pious. He has a book. Its name is Muntahal Amal. The meaning of this in Arabic, Muntahal Amal, is the last wishes. End of the wishes. This book is about the history of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And it has a section about Abu Abdullah Hussain and Karbala, and many people, if you ask Molana Ali, is familiar with this book, and we would speak about the significance of this book among ulama. Many ulama and Ahl Minbar, they use this book. I was studying this book today. He has, at the end of the section concerning Karbala, he has a section speaking about the manner of mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussain. And exactly he has this recommendation that this mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussain, after he put the emphasis on the mourning and azadari for Abu Abdullah Hussain, he recommends the groups of Shia that you have to omit the things that he has mentioned. Other countries that they are putting, he has the same word, they put your actions under this devices for making things bigger, microscopes, or under microscopes. They put your actions under this. You have to omit the thing that, first of all, is not shar'i. The things you have to purify your rituals, your traditions from these kind of things, and he named some of them. But it was very interesting for me that he mentioned the same thing that today they speak about as Wahn Madhab. Wahn Madhab meaning belittling madhab. I have spoken about this and I'm going to speak about this tonight, inshallah. So these are the whole things. Why I said this? Because I want to clarify this point, that if we want to change some of the ways of doing matam, it doesn't mean that we want to destroy all the things, we want to negate the mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussain. No. God forbid that we stay one day without mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussain. God kill us if we want to do that, have this intention. We want to glorify, to purify the ways that we intended. This is not the intent, the thing that Imam orders us. If you think that these kind of things that we do, all of them are recommended by Imam, it's not so. You have to correct your mind. The thing that is recommended, and they have told us, are those several things that I told you. Weeping for Imam Hussain salawatullah alayhi, to be sad in heart, and to beat yourself like this or like this. That we do sinazani all over the world, and to tear the clothes. These are the things that is recommended. Our Imam has said, and they did it. And reciting poems for Abu Abdullah Hussain in order to make people cry and reciting Matam for Abu Abdullah, they recommended. They ordered us to do that. And until the day is there, the night is there, we have to do that. Without any doubt. No one can say you have to seize them. No. It's not possible. But rather, the way of doing it during the process of the time can be changed. And this is not the changing the things that Imam has ordered us. We have to think that what is proper for what time and what place. I recommend it. And our action shows, alhamdulillah, in the Muharram time, you all brothers and sisters, you are witness that we had very profound and very fantastic things. Motam was there, Member was there, reciting poems was there, classes, that these classes that some people, I heard that they say, why you put classes for, separate classes for children or for daughters, for girls or for boys, separate classes. These classes is about Karbala. If you cannot control your children besides yourself. If you can control them, take them with you. Let them make benefit of the majlis of Abu Abdullah Hussain. But if it is, they are going to move around and make trouble, what better than this? That we put them in a class, and God is witness that this year, 10 days of Ashura, you can ask your children. We spoke a whole history of Abu Abdullah Hussain, of Karbala, for children. So it is not questionable, this kind. I mentioned that in the Farsi English program that we had, every night, I deliberately, and it is my manner and my habit, whenever I speak on member, I have to remind people of the Karbala and Abu Abdullah, and I do that. Even though I am novice in English, I cannot speak that good and explain all the things. I force myself to do the Matam for Abu Abdullah, and I hope that Abu Abdullah accepts. You are not against our Azadali for Abu Abdullah. If we recommend you brothers and sisters to change a day of doing something, it doesn't mean that we want to destroy Azadali. No, no. I brought an example, and I would like to bring it again. A story they say, and as an example, there were two brothers. They had a jar of milk. They wanted to drink this milk. One of them said, we have to boil this and drink it hot. The other said, we have to put it in the refrigerator and drink it cold. You have to drink the milk. The milk of love of Abu Abdullah Hussain. The thing that Ahlul Bayt has ordered us to do is to drink milk. Drink it hot or drink it cold. If there is a time that you cannot drink it hot because of one reason, you have to say, okay, I have to drink this milk. I can't drink it cold even though on my taste it is not so good. It is milk, and it has the ingredients of milk. I have to drink it. But these two brothers, they didn't think wisely. They went to quarrel. do not like that our community becomes an example like this. And I'm sure that none of you want to do so. Mourning for our Abdullah is the core of our religion. But the way of doing it is not the core. You can change the way. And that is why Amir al-Mu'mineen says, if you want to, salawatullah, don't be proud of your way of doing things. Put away the crown of pride. Be humble. Come together. This is the way that we have to work. The second thing that I would like to bring about and has the connection, and I think that I take the way to speak about the second thing in my first section of my speech, is the issue of wahn madhab. To put down the madhab by doing something. Some of the things that we have is necessary, obligatory. We have to do it. Cannot say if I do it, it can maybe wahn madhab. No. Something we have to avoid. We cannot say that if I avoid it, maybe they say you are a low man, or your religion is low. For example, drinking wine. If you are in a majlis, in a session that they drink wine, you have to go out. Don't pay attention to these things. But there are something that is mubah. You can do it, you cannot do it. You can choose to do it or not to do it. Even something is recommended, perhaps it is better to do it. But here, some situation comes for that doing this, other people that are observing us cannot digest it. And you don't have any way to justify it, to explain it. What do you do? This issue of wahn madhab is not a new thing. I spoke about it another time. I said, who among you, who is the person who can wear amama and go to his office and work with people? It is not. Wear amama. It was the way of the sunnah of Rasulullah. The sunnah of Ahlul Bayt. They used to wear amama. So, I have something else position, because my job is here with you. My job is here. If I had to go to an office, to some other place, I had to change myself. So, what is your response? You hear? Another example that I said, to it with hands. If you are invited in a session with honored people from other religions, it happens. And you order halal pizza or something that is proper. Or, for example, rice or something. They use here to eat with forks and spoons, or so you start eating with hands. Do you do that? It's recommended. even after eating, lick your hand. You do it? Why you don't do it? Because you know that there isn't any way to justify this. You cannot explain it to people. If other people say, yes, if they say this individual is doing it, no problem, you can do it. But if you say, as a Muslim, I am doing this, what a religion they have. Even though maybe scientists afterward they find out that eating with hands is very beneficial and it is good for health. Licking hands is good. But you don't do it. Why? Because it belittles madhab. You do not want a special fatwa for this. That you say, unless I get the fatwa from my marja that it is belittling madhab, I don't avoid it, I do it. So you can, if you think a little bit about things, you can understand that what is belittling madhab, what is not. These issues that came forth was after this swift progress of Shia. You may not believe it, but in this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, after the revolution, Islamic revolution of our people, Muslim people, Shia people all around the world, because all people had after the revolution, for this swift progress. Even some people who are not formally, they didn't embrace Tashayyu, but they have said and declared that we have the same religion that this man has. Imam. They became Shia. So powers, they are saying that Shia is progress, alhamdulillah. They don't say. And they say, they don't hide it. They say our first enemy in the world is this Shia. You are under magnifier. This word was the same. It's a magnifier. Our actions are under magnifier. They want to find a tiny thing and magnify it. So we are there. The notion of taqiyya is for what? If we shouldn't do taqiyya in this situation, where and when we have to do taqiyya? So we don't have any taqiyya in Islam. Yes, we have. Our Imam has said, "At-taqiyyatu min dini wa min din abai." Taqiyya is from my religion and it's the religion of Ahlul Bayt, my fathers. So when we want to, and I have seen something that they say in the Ahadith of Ahlul Bayt, they say the sin of not observing taqiyya is a big sin. That is hard to be forgiven. And Ahlul Bayt insulted some people who didn't consider taqiyya. So what taqiyya would have? So is it the proper way of treating our leaders, our maraji, if they say don't do this way? The things that happen, I don't want to say. Some other way. Dishonor ulama and dishonor maraji. Is it way of mourning for Abu Abdullah Hussein? Is Abu Abdullah Hussein satisfied with these actions? But the blame is on us. Someone who asked for money and they didn't give him money. He said, I would go and I would do the opposite thing that Rahbar is saying. For 200,000 rupees. Who are we following? These people who are working for money, the ones who are thinking about the whole existence of Shia. We do not touch and feel the real danger that is for us in the world. So we don't consider why. Who we want to follow? This issue of Rahna Madhab, some people who want to play. If I want to play with a thing, I can't play anyway. Generally, they have spoken. If something is Rahna Madhab, it is haram for you to do it. You have our voice, you have to know. And they have spoken about the examples of this. And they have said the things like this is Rahna Madhab. Don't do it. So you search for, no, they have to say exactly that.
Lambs that go away from a wolf. So they were scattered once. Abu Abdullah went to them. He went to them and he had a center near the tents, and he went fight with them, came back and said, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. It means Zainab, Kulthum, Sukaina, know that Abu Abdullah is alive yet. So he went, come back, and again said, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Assalamu alayka is Shab Jum'eh. It is mustahab to go to visit Imam Hussein, and Imam Hussein is here. It's a tent of Imam Hussein. So with the eye of your heart, you can see Imam Hussein. Say hello to Imam Hussein. Assalamu alayka ya وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين. I would like all you say this. السلام على الحسين وعلى